Hey everyone, this is going to be a tutorial. He's got a hair in his eye there. It's going to be a tutorial a bit on kind of like a how-to with, trimming nails. So his nails have been let go a little bit. I didn't get to them over about 2 or almost to 3 nail trims. The lighting's not super good there, but so they're pretty long. And how he stands down on them is going to look different depending on how you position the foot. So there he's positioned back farther, the nails will touch the ground, where the center nails are different. So some people will be like, oh, my dog's nails don't touch the ground, that's why they don't wear down, or all this different stuff. And I don't think that that is really how it goes. I think in movement, they're, oops, sorry again, keep forgetting about the camera there. I think they're going to move and touch the ground some way or another. That's just how the foot is. But I think it's going to depend more on the surface that they're running on, how much they're running on a surface, whether their nails wear down normally or not. But most dogs are going to need them trimmed. He does have dew claws, so we'll be going over that as well. Usually he lays down while I do this, so we'll see if I can get him to stand this long. But anyway, so his are really long. Let's see if I can show you how long. So they're pretty long, so I'm gonna need to work back the quick because I let it get too long. So the first thing with looking at trimming a nail, the black nails like this, a lot of people have more trouble with them because you can't see the quick inside of them like you can on a white nail. But there's a few things that you can do to kind of help yourself out with that. So the first thing, looking at it from the underside here, is the easiest way. I know, buddy. Let me see again. So if you look at it from the underside here, you can see it cups. There's a, nope, let me see. Let me see. I know I'm doing this one-handed, huh? Let me see. So there's this flat part in there. You can see that gray stuff. That's going to be where the quick is inside that. And then there's the extra growth here. And you're going to want to run your clippers. I'm doing it with a hand clipper and a hand nail file. That's just how I prefer to do it. I don't like, I don't handle sound well, so that's why I don't use anything that has sound. Yeah, so you're going to run your clippers right on that line that is cutting off just the excess that's sticking out. So I'm going to attempt to set this camera up behind his leg here, hopefully not making you too dizzy in the process. So let's see if you can see. I think you can see maybe. Let's try to. Once again, I don't have a tripod or anything, so I'm balancing the phone on a box. So I'm just trying to get positioning good so that you guys can see. I think you can see that. Alright, so I just have some generic clippers. I just use these. You can pick them up anywhere. I'm trying to get them out so you can see them. You can pretty much pick them up anywhere. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come. It doesn't really matter which toe you start on. This one is a little harder to see that transition because it started to shed a little bit on its own. But you can still kind of see right there where that gray underside ends and the end sheath comes out. So I'm going to put my clipper right there. So I'm going to put it right on that transition. And I'm going to angle it kind of more upward, not flat with the bottom of the foot, but kind of more upward to make sure I'm at the right spot. And I'm going to clip there. So that gives me my first clip, and then you can look at it and see, yep, we're still on the just the outgrown toe part. So then I'm going to come here and take a little bit more, and I'm going to stay upright, and I'm going to keep doing that until I see, like you can see here, that little spot of black show. And his is barely shown, so I can actually go just a touch farther, but you don't have to. but I want to recede his quick, so I'm going to come at an angle here and take off the edges a little bit. There and there. And then I'm going to come here and work the top back. And I just do this extra work with the clippers because it's less work I have to do with the file. So I just kind of rounded those edges, and you can see right in that end, hopefully it focuses, there we go. You can see that little bit of a black spot. And like I said, his is out. I could probably trim it a little bit more. I'm not as close as I usually am to it because I'm leaned out so that the camera has room, so. But anyways, you want to look for that little black dot. So let's move on to the next one. This one's a little more straightforward. Actually, I'm going to give him a break to stand on it for a second. Good boy. Here, you gotta move your other foot back over here, though. There you go. All right. So then we're going to move on to the second toe here. And again, we're going to find that line right there. So you can see right there is where that gray, that flat kind of cup, so it'll cup, stay. So it'll cup like this. Oh, here, hang on, your hands on me. Stay there. So the nail, the top of the nail is like this. There's a bottom side of the nail, that gray part is this. And it comes like that. You're wanting to cut right here along that line and cut off the excess growth. So you can, again, you can see that there. So I'm going to come right here. I'm going to put that clipper on that line, and I'm going to take, I'm trying to see how I can show you the angle. I don't know if you can see, no, you can't really tell the angle. So it's going to be, I'm trying to see if I can angle his foot somewhere where you'll see it. Maybe like this. Alright, so I would take the angle, let me mark it right there. So I would take it at an angle like that. So that's how I'm going to be cutting it. I'm going to be cutting it with the clippers at a different angle, but like the angle from the ground up is going to be almost vertical, not quite, but almost. So I'm going to take that mark again, and I'm going to cut it right there. And you can see, if I can get it in the camera, you can see that I have plenty of room. I haven't gotten near the quick yet. There's no little black mark. It's kind of a grayish in there. So I'm just going to come here and take off just a little bit more. Looks like we can take off a little more. I'm just going to do little bits. Just do little bits till you find that. I'm right before it, I can tell, because I've got a, you learn that over time, but I've got a little bit of a light gray spot right there. Just a different texture. So I can tell that I'm almost there. And if you need a little bit of help on how to kind of get in there without taking off too much at a time, you can take off those edges and then come by and kind of shave off that top. Shave off that top. And now you can start to see he moved there because the quick is right there. Hopefully I'm getting that in the camera. There. Now you can see that black. Oops. There. Now you can see the black starting to show through right there. So that's as far back as I want to go with that one. And you can see how much shorter it is from the other one. So, see? Quite a bit shorter. So then I'll take the file and file that down. I'll show you that right now before I clip the other ones, because otherwise this is going to be really long to watch just to learn nails. So then I take the file, I'm going to go back to that first one, and I'm just going to file it. I'm going to pull it away from the camera more so I don't make you dizzy. I know, buddy. He does not like the file. And the file, I use it basically just for taking off any sharp edges, because, oh, there's a little sharp edge there, because he is my service dog, and he does use his feet for things, for task work for me, and I don't want them to be sharp and catch anything. So I actually don't use the file to get closer to the quick. I just use it to round things off and to take off sharp edges. So that's just how I do it. There's a lot of different ways to do it. That's how I do it. And then I check. Yep, that's smooth. Alright, and then I'm gonna show you a dew claw, because I know those are a little different. Those are a little hard for people sometimes. I'm gonna use the other foot because it's an easier camera angle, and it's gonna be easier on him since he's not standing on the same foot for so long. Let's see about moving the camera a little bit. Alright, so the dew claws are a little more tricky. So there's his dew claw. It's pretty long, just like his other nails. Let's see if I can get this angle. Get his hair out of the way. So the dew claws aren't going to have as much of that cup. I don't know if you can see. Oh, there you can see a little bit. So they're not going to have as much of that cup to the underside that kind of guides you in. So you got to just take it a little bit slower on these. So what I do is I try to look at it from the side, and you can usually see kind of from the side where that body of it comes in, and so it looks like it comes in about right here. So I'm going to go down like towards the end of the nail from that just a little bit, just to be sure. I like to ease into it. So I'm going to go down from that, and again, you do an angle, because I'm wanting to recede as quick, so I'm going to do an angle that's going to cut like this, not like that. So I'm going to cut it back up against his quick. So I'm going to try it right there, and then you stop and take a look. And yep, so you can see, this is an interesting thing that happens sometimes. You can see that little dot in there. See how it looks different? It looks a little inset. That's because that gray part that is just before the black, that is before the quick, has kind of popped out. I cut close enough to it where it popped out. And so now you can see like there's an indent into the quick. Yes, I know I just touched it. I'm sorry. So that actually is kind of neat when that happens, because then you know exactly where you are. Stay. Nope. Stay. So then I'm going to come here and I'm going to take it down just a touch more to take away that indent. Just like that. Hang on, buddy. Sorry, I was looking to see if I had it in the camera. So I'm just shaving a little bit, and I'm holding his foot at a kind of a torqued weird angle to get it in the camera, so that's why he's moving a lot. So coming down, we're still looking good. I'm going to come down just a tiniest bit more. And again, I keep just shaving off a little bit because I'd rather take a bunch of time and slowly shave it down than quick him, which is what you call it when you cut the quick by accident. So it's starting to show. You can start to see that little black spot in there, right there. That's the quick coming through. I can go a little bit farther, so I'm going to. Hang on, bud. Good boy. So I went a little farther, stop and look at it, still looks okay. Go a little farther, and that's how I do it. I just slowly shave it back. Oops, we're not even in the camera. Slowly shave it back little by little. Stay. No, Higgins, nope, stand up. You can't sit, you'll sit on the camera. You stay. There we go. Alright, so you can see the quick now, and I'm going to stop there. Yes, buddy, I know. So, I don't know if it's going to focus. So you kind of see actually a double area coming in. You can see a little bit of black out here on the end. You can see, well, I don't know if you can see it actually. There's a flake over it. There we go. You can see a little bit of black coming in on that fleshy part down here too. So you have two different spots that's starting to show a little bit. And this one's still pretty long. So I want to have it pretty close to the quick. So I'm going to take the file, which I don't, like I said, I don't usually use the file to bring it down closer, but this one's getting a little bit closer. So I'm going to take the file. I got to let them stand down on it. Stay. Too many things to hold. Like I said, I usually have them lay down for this because it's easiest access. And pick it up and look at it. It looks pretty smooth. If you don't have, I got this from Knobby Nail File on Etsy. If you don't have a file, you can just work it down with the clippers too. If all you have is a clipper, you can just work the edges down like this, taking the edges off and make it all rounded and smooth doing it this way. And don't forget to take the top down a little bit because that's where you're going to work the quick back. Stay. You got big feet. I have small hands. I don't hold your whole foot very good, do I? So there you can see the quick coming in. Be very careful there. So I'm going to take this top part back a little bit. There. That's going to be all I want to do. You can see the quick right there, but there's no blood. See? No blood, just dust from the nail. So, and then you can see from the side, if you'll move his foot to the side. Nope, come on, buddy. You're turning your elbow. Stay. So you see from the side, I don't know if you can tell, but it's much shorter. And then also you can tell that the angle, I have kind of rounded the end. I'm trying to get it to where you can see, but I don't know if you can see. I have kind of made the point where the quick is so that it's not protected by the nail sheath out here. So that's how I work on that. And the back nails are pretty much the same. The back nails are usually a little bit shorter on most dogs. So that makes it a little bit easier there. But yeah, so that's what it looks like. It's the difference between a trimmed nail and a not trimmed nail there for comparison. So just going to continue on and do the rest of them. Not sure how helpful all that will be. It's gotten dark a little bit. Just using light from the window, so I'm not sure if anyone has any further questions. Stay. Like I said, it's easier to do this when they're laying down. Just see if I'm in focus. That's why I keep stopping for a second to see if I'm in focus of the camera. But yeah, so if anyone's wondering how to trim dog nails, that's pretty much it. You don't have to continue watching the video. That's pretty much all I got for you. Stay. Nope, stand. Stay. Just kind of rambling and showing more at this point, but that's pretty much all I got. I'm just going to keep working his nails down there. So this is how I'm doing it, as if I didn't have the file. Once again, kind of showing that, where I'm just doing little bits of work, taking off those sharp edges, working it down. Nope, stand. Keeps trying to lay down. Sometimes nope, stand. Sometimes I'll rock the clippers back and forth on that toe part, the end part, like right here. Sometimes I'll rock it a little bit to get that shaving motion. Shave off the end. There's a lot of shadow right here. Not sure what happened. Let's try this. Now I can't see if I've got it in focus or not, but it's gonna be dark still, I think. Well, anyhow, I pretty much got the idea, I think. Oh, there we go. So that's brighter. Kind of showing you that whole process again, just in normal timing without me yakking and getting distracted. And I like to just work the edges in. That way it keeps you aware of the quick, and you can work those edges down real good without quicking the dog. And of course, it's much easier on a dog that'll hold still for you. So that's his nail on that foot done, except for his dew claw. I'm going to do his dew claw now. Stay. Can start to see it, so I'm kind of taking the smaller mounts. And now I'm going to switch and go to the top and sides and side, and you can see that reveals, yep, I know, bud. I see it. You can see that reveals the quick. Just taking off the end so it's not sharp, not up on top of here. But you can see the quick right there. So I exposed the quick a little bit. Still left a little bit of nail around it so that it doesn't get damaged with him running around outside. He tears around outside a lot, so I don't take it to where the quick is fully exposed, but I take it to where the end is out so that it will recede. So that's that. Let me see if I can bring him up for the back foot. Good boy. Right here. Stay. Like that. Alright, so the back foot, pretty similar, not usually as long. So those are those toes. A little bit of dirt and grime in there against that bed. Hold still, buddy. So we're doing the same thing on these. Come in, I like to lay it at that angle, and then I turn it up when I clip. So again, I clip it down to where I can just start to see the quick, and then I start to do my edges. He's being ticklish. So I do my edges, do the end of the nail, and then keep working the edges until I see the quick, which I can kind of see it right there. You can kind of start to see it a little bit. So I'm just, we're not in focus, there we go. So just taking those down, there you can see the quick right there. A little bit of black, move on to the next one. And that's going to be getting close, so I'm going to start taking my edges down just because I already know it's going to be getting close. You can do it down more, but see there, you can start seeing it right there. Kind of. You'll be able to see it better in a second here when I take off this top. The reason I take off this top is, that's the whole reason to, that's the whole way to recede the quick, is to take off this protective nail over the top of it. That's the work that's going to recede that quick right there. And that's the way that I can recede it without exposing it for a dog that's on a farm tearing around a lot. So you can just see it right there. So that's how we do that. And I'm going to continue on and cut the rest of them. But I'm probably going to end this video here because I'm rambling and there's probably not anybody watching at this point, so not even in the camera. So hopefully that was helpful for you. I don't know if it will be helpful. I know a lot of people do ask how to do how to trim dog nails and how to recede quicks if their nails are too long. So that's a little bit about how to do that. Higgins, stand. So again, you can see the little black spot starting, and it's going to depend on each nail where that black spot's going to be located in the nail. Just kind of got to see. Just learn your dog's nails. It can shift from damage to the nail or how it's growing. It can shift from different locations a little bit. If they break a toenail, it might shift. So I'm gonna do his other side, but first I'm gonna end the video so that you guys aren't too bored. All right, hope that was helpful.